Alright, we got an engineered bamboo floor. We're going to do an extreme clean and coat on this floor. Got some wax buildup on it. Everything else, dirt, you name it, it's on here. Pretty rough. Say hi. All right, so we went through and vacuumed it, kind of cleaned it up, and then we sprayed a wax remover that we use to lift any built up wax from cleaners. You can see there's still some pretty grody stuff on here. But you see how this floor is still pretty gross. We'll see what it looks like after. This is after we put the cleaner on it. And just vacuum it up real good and mop it, get it ready. Now, I haven't screen sanded it yet, but this is after it's cleaned up. What a difference so far, right? When it looked just like that, which is not great. And actually, my wife said she thinks this room was even worse. I mean, there's still a few spots in here we got to get, but we, like I said, we still have to screen sand it. We're going to go through with a neutral cleaner too afterwards and hit it one more time, let it dry for the night, come back and buff it out. But there's some really gnarly stuff. So this floor is pretty gnarly. Had some pretty gross stuff on it. A lot of wax buildup, stuff like that. So basically, I sprayed a stripper on it to get that wax cleaned up off it. And so you see how this floor looks. It's yucky. It's not looking great. Now this floor over here looked the exact same way until I sprayed it down, let it set, and then buff scrubbed it out. Same with this one. This floor was pretty rough. It still all has to be hit with a neutral cleaner. Gets pH level down, and then after it's dry, I'm going to go through, I'm going to screen sand it all, which will remove any surface scratches. It's going to abrade the floor so that when I do put coats on it, it's got microscopic abrasions so that the coats actually have something to adhere to, because we don't want finish to lift off the floor. We guarantee the finish that we put on the floor when we're done for 5 years against peeling, flaking, scaling. You know, they're going to look good and they're going to take care of you for a while, and you're going to take care of them too, but we'll get these things right back into shape. This is basically it couldn't be completely sanded because it's a 3/8 like bamboo floor. So with that being said, this is the only service we can pretty much do, but when we're done, it's going to look amazing. It's a one-day service. It's only $2 a square foot with the wax stripping and the cleaning. If we do just a buff and coat, it's $1.50. Anyhow, so this is kind of the during one. Anyhow, this is the during one, and then we'll do another video for the after, and we'll talk about the floor. So we did a wax removal in here, and then went through and filled a couple little places. After we did the wax removal and scrubbed it down with a buffer, came through and mopped it and got it cleaned up. A couple more places, did some filler on there. So when I buff it, it's gonna take the filler right off the top of the surface and leave it right down in the gouges where I put it. And then I'm gonna take a little marker and color them in. A couple little places here where the color needs to be corrected. But other than that, they cleaned up pretty good. How they look nice right now without even doing the screen sanding part. So I'm gonna run the buffer, 220 grit sandpaper here on the bottom of my buffer, and get it all cleaned up and get it coated. All right, so everything is all coated. Take a quick look in there. It's like a whole different floor.